This is Louis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and William Hill. I'm delighted today to be joined with Mr. Richard Commey. How are we doing, mate?
Louis, I'm doing very well. Yourself?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. All the better for speaking to you, mate. You know, you've got a big fight coming up in a couple of weeks' time. Jose Ramirez. You know, how are you feeling? How are you feeling going into it?
Yeah, I'm happy that I've got this opportunity and fighting for finally there for the BBC. I really want to be a world champion again. So this is the kind of fight I need if I really want to be a world champion again. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is you're quite an experienced pro now. You know, you've almost had over 35 pro fights. You know, as these camps go along, and you know, as your career, you're more experienced now. How would you say your training sort of develops? And you know, you train a lot more smarter now in your career as opposed to maybe when you first started.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm much more smarter than that because sometimes you go into fight and you try to knock people out, but as the career goes on, you realize it's not like that. Sometimes you got to play safe. Sometimes you got to take your time to, to get things done. So I think yeah, I've learned a lot throughout my career, and that's made me who I am today.
Absolutely. You know, you just said to me earlier about how bad you want to be world champion again. This fight is obviously at 140 pounds. You know, a win against someone like Jose Ramirez, who's been a world champion, you know, that's almost
Yeah,
as good as a world title win. You know, even if you do get
yeah,
past him, you know, that's as good as a world title. But then there's also, you know, you can't deny yourself that, you know, you will next be in line for a world title, no matter who's got the belt
right,
at 140.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah, go
yeah,
on.
no, go on, go on.
Yeah. Like I said, I really, really want to be a world champion again. So, and this is the kind of fight that, that when you go through, you know that you're ready to fight for world title again. And that was when people will see and then they might give you the opportunity, So, yeah, so that's what this fight really means a lot.
So how would you feel like, you know, fighting at 140 is better for you as opposed to 135 when you ain't got to sort of cut
Yeah,
that
most
5 pounds?
definitely. Yeah, most definitely. It's very important because, I've been through that my career at 135, almost 10, 11 years. And, I'm growing also. I'm growing up. So I think it's good to give yourself a bit of chance. And even though not that I struggle to do 135, I struggle a little bit, but I can still do it. But doing 140 now, it's kind of made me ease a little bit of pressure off me. And then make me a little bit of no pressure. Yeah, and being like being stronger, a little bit stronger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So do you feel like you have so much more benefit where you're fighting sort of naturally at 140 where you haven't got to cut them 5 pounds and sort of potentially be like draining yourself? You said you can make it, but you said it can be a struggle at times.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I can make it, but sometimes it's a bit of a trouble. I got to start cutting earlier than because I always manage my weight in pretty well. So, but no making no cutting that. Like harding up this 5 pound has always been like great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you make of like 140 pounds as a division? Because obviously you being with Top Rank as well, they've got fighters such as Devin Haney, you know, Keyshawn Davies, you know, Josh Taylor, the list could go on. And if you do want to push for a wild title, it would be good. It's good to be with someone like Top Rank where they've got so many options for you there.
Yeah, I always thank Top Rank because they always give me the opportunity to, to do what I got to do and to, give me fight. So, being 140 apple, and I still got a lot in me, which I can offer regardless. But, I'm just focusing on this fight coming up next and, going there to give my all and then just give up a performance, hopefully win this fight and then people will see.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've got something I've got to talk to you about is, you know, I was saying how experienced you are in you know in your pro career and you know you sort of fought all around the world and you know me being from England myself, someone that you fought is York Hall, you know, that's a historic
Yeah,
place in the UK. Talking
that's
about those
right. Yeah.
experiences, you know, going from York Hall to MSG is not really something that many people can sort of say they've done.
hmm Yeah, it's an amazing journey, and I always fall out of my comfort zone, so I'm kind of used to this, and that tells me, like when I'm looking back after everything, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of Mickey Moon because he's done a great job with me. You got people like him always behind you. You go places, and I think that's what I've done. I thank God and I thank all my team members and everyone that have really helped me along the way You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I just give thanks to God, and I feel proud, and I know when people look at me, I always serve as a motivation to the people back home in Ghana. I mean, for the streetwise management and for streetwise, for the people that were trying to help back home. You know what I mean? And a lot of people even hit me up on Nigeria, and they see my beginning, and they see where I've gone to, and they feel they can do it as well. So that is exactly what we want to do. That is exactly how I want people to see me.
Yeah, absolutely. How much do you feel like you could be an inspiration to your people, being from Ghana and, just in Africa in general? How much do you feel like you can be an inspiration to everyone where,
Big time,
people can do it
because
like
I
you?
started off big time. I started off from the same place they started. And anytime I'm in Ghana, I don't move away from them. I'm always there with them. Let them see me. Let them see what I've achieved. Sometimes when you get to a certain level and you don't go to where you come from, they feel like it's hard for them to get to back. When you're always there and they see you in flesh, they see you and they say, now this is you. Man, you managed to get it. We can do it.
Yeah.
They asked me a few questions. I told them, you got to believe in yourself. You got to be disciplined. You got to be respectful. You know what I mean? You got to take your craft seriously. And then you got to take decisions that only favor you and your career. And I'm telling them from you, make them feel like if I'm from there and I come within them and I'm being able to do it, they can also do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We were just talking about the UK there. Talk to me how good it is to be with Top Rank, be with and obviously in the UK, they've got to deal with Sky. Talk to me how good that is that your fight can be viewed for, anywhere in the world that can see you fight.
Yeah, definitely. UK has always been my home, because that's where my first international fight started off from. And I always really want to fight in the UK again. Definitely. I know my fight is going to be on Sky Sports, which I'm very happy. And, since my Loma fight is showing Sky Sports and a few fights, So, I really, really want to fight the UK again. And it was sad because when I was there, I didn't get the opportunity to fight in the big shows in the UK. But your call has always been, and thanks God, I thank God, Stephen Goodwin for that time. He gave me the opportunity to fight on his shows, when I was in the UK. So it's great, it's great. But I feel sad I couldn't get the opportunity to fight on the big stages when I was in the UK, But it's all good.
Yeah. What did you make of York Hall when you was fighting there? It's not always like, it's not the prettiest place, but the history bounces off the walls there.
Exactly. And I know that a lot of Azuma Nelson has been there, and he's fought there, he won his fight. So I'm like, whoa, Azuma, I know all these people have fought there and win. I'm coming there, man. I gotta take a win back home. You know what I mean? So you have that in your head, and with the mentality of the people back home, and they know when you go to the UK, it's hard to win a fight from Ghana, coming from Ghana to win a fight in the UK. So when I did that, I'm kind of people now realize that I can definitely go far. And here I am. I give thanks to God and Nicky Moon. And everyone that helped me along the line. Stephen Goodwin, I fought on his shows ever since I was in the UK. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see you talk. You said you want to fight in the UK again. Obviously, we've got Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall at 140. Is there anyone in the UK that you really keep your eye on? Oh, I'd love to go over there one day and fight them.
Yeah, see, I really want to fight in the UK. So if everything is right, they did right, good money, definitely, I really want to fight in the UK. I really, really do. Yeah. Because honestly speaking, I love UK fans, man. I love UK boxing fans. You know what I mean? It's just like the soccer fans. You know what I mean? They just support you.
It goes hand in hand.
There you go, and you know what I mean. You can't take that away from the people in the UK. You can't take that away from them. Even though I'm a Liverpool fan, but I always love to fight in the UK.
Oh, we won't talk about this week at the Champions League game against Real Madrid then.
Man, that's all right. That's all right. We've been there for so long a time, and we're going through different phases, but it's allowed. But we'll come back again.
Absolutely. Definitely. Just to sort of finish this interview off, someone that you've shared the wing with, being Vasily Lomachenko, potentially could be having a undisputed clash against Devin Haney. Just sort of finish off, what do you think of that fight? And you've shared the ring with Haney, you shared the ring with Lomachenko. Do you feel like he gives the upper hand in this fight?
Well, I think this fight is gonna be a little bit most technical and also boring fight, because I know Devin Haney, when you look at his style, he might try to box outside, and Loma will try to go in and then do flurries of punches, which, you know, NA is also undisputed champion. So, you know, you got to give him that name. He deserves it. He won it. And then he's a champion. So you can't take anything away from him. So it's not going to be easy for Loma, even though I've shared a ring with him. You know what I mean? And Devine is very young too. He's hungry and he wanna, you know what I mean? So it's not gonna be easy for Loma as well.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, Richard, mate, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm glad you wanna come back to the UK. So hopefully I'll be seeing you in person sometime soon, fingers crossed. But I appreciate the time, mate. Thank you.
All right, God bless.
Man, thank you. Cheers, mate. Thank you.